Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson. Senator, great to see you. Thanks for being here. So, just passed the stopgap spending bill. There were actually a couple of Republicans who voted for it. We're not going to have a shutdown before the election. Some Republicans were worried about that. I guess that's why they voted for it. But is it a good thing that they passed something so we won't have a shutdown before the election?
Well, it's a good thing we're not shutting the government down. But, David, just look at the dysfunction that's on display here. You realize we didn't bring up one appropriation bill prior to the end of the fiscal year, not one. And, of course, what they've done is they've done a CR that will end before the start of the next Congress, after the election, but before the start of the next Congress. So that'll be a massive omnibus spending bill. Right. It'll be one of these Christmas trees that they'll hang all the ornaments on, and it'll further mortgage our kids' future. The federal government is completely out of control. It is dysfunctional. We're $30.8 trillion in debt. Our interest costs are increasing. They can increase dramatically if we just go back to historic interest rates like we had the last 3 decades of the last century at 5.4%. That would add $1.2 trillion of interest expense to what we have right now.
Unbelievable.
We are mortgaging our kids' future. And it's no surprise at all that we have a 40-year high inflation.
And you mentioned CR. I mean, there are a lot of people outside the Beltway that don't know what that means, what it is. CR means continuing a resolution. It's essentially a gimmick, which is they say we do this, we have to pass this so that we can keep paying our bills. But in fact, they load a lot of stuff in it. CR is not supposed to be a place where you can load a lot of junk in. Not to say everything in there is junk. There's $18.8 billion for disaster relief from the hurricane. That's needed. I think most Americans would agree on that. But then there's another $12.4 billion for Ukraine. Now, again, there are reasons for Ukraine, but you should pass a bill for that. It shouldn't be stuffed into a CR, right?
Well, there should have been accountability to what happened the last $40 billion.
Yeah.
How was that spent? We should have some accountability here. We should have some oversight, but we don't have any. So, again, the dysfunction is profound in Congress. And one thing I want to do if I do win re-election is I want to restore some functionality to Congress. We ought to have a budget process. Ought to bring up appropriation bills way before the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, and then you have inflation, and of course it's not going down. I mean, the jig is up on the idea of it being an anti-inflation bill that was just passed. It's not going to curb inflation. We still have it. The Fed sees it. That's why they've had these big rate hikes. The problem is that there's this idea inside the Beltway that you can't have growth without inflation. Well, Ronald Reagan proved that you can. Donald Trump proved that you can. During Ronald Reagan, my goodness, after the Fed raised interest rates up about 20% during Ronald Reagan's first term, then we had those tax cuts kicked in. We had massive growth, 7% growth that first year after the recession. And that was because of tax cuts. But this administration has no idea of incentivizing the supply side the way Ronald Reagan did.
No, David, real quick. A dollar you held at the start of the Biden administration is only worth 88.3 cents. Inflation is caused by massive deficit spending. It's out of control. It's also caused by the Democrats' desire to purposely drive up the cost of energy and gasoline to force you to buy an electric vehicle. Right. Then in California, they don't have enough electricity for people to plug in what few electric vehicles they have over there. It's also, by the way, caused by the fact that so much of this deficit spending is given to people, keeping them out of the workforce. We're in a recession. We've had 2 quarters of negative growth, but we have very low unemployment rate. One of the reasons we have a recession is because we don't have enough workers to produce the products, so we have even fewer products being chased by way too many deficit-produced dollars.
The key is supply. We need supply. And the way you get supply is to get people working. We're doing exactly the opposite, incentivizing them not to work, and to get companies to produce by lowering the regulations and lowering taxes. They're talking about raising taxes, and they've already been increasing regulations, doing exactly the wrong thing. I think the American people, though, get it. And you're the polls about your coming election seem to prove it as well. You're bouncing in the polls well above your competitor now by at least 4 percentage points. That's more than the margin of error there in this particular poll. And it's happening with other people as well. You see the race in Ohio for the Senate, Dr. Oz against Fetterman. That's showing the same kind of improvement. Now, Oz is still behind Fetterman, according to the poll, but he's moving up dramatically. Do you think this is a trend that's going to continue until the election?
Well, I sure hope so. It's very important for people to realize that all this pain they're feeling because of Democrat governance is because of Democrat policies. This didn't just happen. So we ought to be sweeping Democrats from power. Certainly in my race, finally we're able to tell Wisconsinites who Mandela Barnes is and what he believes, and he is a radical leftist. He thinks the founding of America was awful. He is for defunding the police while we have rising crime. They want to literally reduce prison population by 50% here in Wisconsin. They've already let out 44 child rapists, 270 criminals who either they primarily committed or attempted murder. This is their solution for rising crime. It's insane, and Wisconsinites are starting to realize that these policies are insane.
And politicians don't seem to realize that we have the videotape of them a couple of years ago talking about bail reform and letting as many people out of jail as possible and doing exactly the things that are causing crime to increase right now. But as these things are released by the competitors of these radicals, the American people see it. And that's why I think the polls are beginning to turn around, no?
Well, we've got a tough time because we do have the truth on our side, but we have to pay to get the truth out. By the way, Ron Johnson, Senate.com. But they have the press in their left pocket, in their back pocket. I mean, the press amplifies their lies, their distortions, their character assassination, their politics of personal destruction. So it's not a fair fight. It's not a level playing field. So I'll say again, Ron Johnson of Senate.com, we need money to tell the truth.
Then there's this other issue about the public's concern over the justice system. It's related to crime on the streets, but it goes beyond that. The way that the DOJ and Merrick Garland's DOJ in particular, the AG himself has done a lot of this, maybe with a persuasion from the White House, who says they're hands off, but a lot of people don't believe it. But you look at the Trump raid, you look at what's happening with the unequal application of justice. You have this horrible raid on this guy at an abortion clinic whose son was pushed. He pushed back. The case was dismissed, but then the DOJ comes back, reinserts the case, invades the guy's home. They have 7 kids, FBI agents with guns loaded. I mean, it's just, people see that, and then they see that, by the way, the pro-life counseling centers that are being firebombed, nobody's being arrested for those. It really seems like politics has completely invaded the Department of Justice.
That's because politics have invaded the FBI and the Department of Justice. And by the way, the IRS. Remember, this all started with Lois Lerner when they used the awesome power of the IRS to attack Obama's political opponents, and it hasn't stopped. So again, this should concern every American. When you weaponize the powerful federal government agencies against its own citizens, that's a real recipe for disaster. That is the danger to our democracy.
Of course, what's going to fix that is 87,000 new IRS agents, right?
Right. So
that's the solution.
That's one thing I think. That's one thing we can reverse. If we can sweep Democrats from power, I think that's actually a decision we can reverse. Those made by the Biden administration.
Even before the next presidential election.
Yes, I'd love to see a single bill put on the floor of the House and the Senate and just dare Democrats to vote against defunding those 87,000 IRS agents, by the way, targeting the middle class.
Yes, I'd like to see that, too. That would be fun. Ron Johnson, good to see you, Senator. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.